Hi guys, welcome to a Explain 12 video. We haven't done one of these in a while. We did the A300 a couple of weeks ago, but I thought after having done so many P3D videos, it's time to revisit Explain. And we are here with the Toliss A340-600, donning a SAS livery, fictional livery. SAS never had the 600. I think they only had the 300 version, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll be flying from SAS. We'll be flying from ESSA, Stockholm Arlanda Airport, down to Copenhagen. And they actually flew a couple of times the A340 from Stockholm to Copenhagen. No reason why, but I was checking for fun. I was checking out if it ever happened, and it did happen sometimes with passengers actually. So it's not totally inconceivable. And the Toliss is the best one in the game. It's one of the best makers of Airbus. Let me just move this system. I'm gonna open some doors. Let's see if we can get these doors open. That should be nice. Don't think there's anything else to add here. They do have some own systems, but I don't want to use the animated bag loaders. They've crashed my game, or have crashed my game the last times I've used it, so some bugs. But otherwise I think this aircraft works quite well. Unfortunately, as you can see, the windows are a bit off with the livery, but there's just a lot of the liveries that have some because I think they changed the version, right? But there hasn't been like updated liveries, which is a bit sad. Some people, I guess, would say that's due to Microsoft Flight Sim becoming so popular, and Explain doesn't really have the same representation anymore. But I just think, you know, as with all liveries, you know, you make one and then you maybe move on to other projects. So let's try to ignore that little bug there, but it's a great livery otherwise, with the SAS, the kind of old school SAS livery. And I guess these A340s, they only ever, well, not the 600 but 300, ever done, or I guess they never done any other livery, so this is what they had. So yeah, let's, as you can see, the outside model is quite beautiful. Maybe not the prettiest. It's okay. I think it's a lot livery based. This one is quite good, but a lot of liveries, I have one for example for Finnair, and that's awful. So I think it's really in the paint shop where you kind of decide how good it is. But the textures do look pretty nice, so no complaints there. And I do think the cabin is also modeled, as it's often is in Explain. So let me just jump in to the aircraft A340-300. As you can see, it's I don't have any mods or anything inside, so this is like the default cockpit. I know there's been talk of them releasing an updated one, so that's why I haven't really bothered downloading. But let's see, if there's never a release in 1 year from now, maybe I'll start downloading some of the cockpit enhancement mods. But yeah, as you can see, pretty good. Not the best. I still think, for example, the Airsoft A300 beats this, but in terms of system, of course, the Toliss one is amazing, up there with the FS Labs. So that's pretty cool. Oh, a bit weird when you're moving the joysticks, both of them move. That's, I guess, a bit odd, a bit Boeing logic, but oh well, minor inconvenience. You can see we also have the Avid. I think this is Avid, or is this its own kind of? Yeah, this is the Avitab, so it does have a connection to Avitab, but then it have its own kind of EFB. You can see we have quite good FPS in this aircraft, so I'm not gonna complain. Here we can kind of do performance, weight and balance, and stuff like that. Landing performance, and we also have the checklists here. So let's just to start off with do the normal. The batteries, and then let's connect the external powers, and then we need to do a lot of button clicking just to get all of these off to on. I don't have anything such as chase plane. It takes a bit longer in X-plane to do all this. Let's put these to nav, the IRUs, crew supply, that recorder can go to on. Let's see if there's anything else we need to set on. No, radios are on. Emergency lights, no smoking, can go to on. We'll wait with the seat belt, strobe to auto, nav and logo lights to 1. Yeah, pretty good. In terms of, yeah, always will explain, you have some of the exterior model included. Then I think you do also have the cabin, if I am not mistaken. Let's see if I can get through here. There we go. God, I was almost going to say that there was no cabin, but yes, there is a cabin. We just had to go through the abyss. So here you can see, pretty good cabin. Not the best I've seen in X-plane, but you know, good enough. I wouldn't say it's at actually the Ini-Build A300 level. This is a bit, if I remember correctly, it felt like that one was a bit nicer. But let's see a bit once we get into this first class how it looks. Okay, pretty nice. We have the the non-existent aircraft with some screens, but yeah. So okay, nice. Let's see, no door is open at least, so we don't have to care about that. In terms of the weight and balance and that stuff, we do have a sim brief flight plan, so I'm just gonna go here to loading performance, and then I'm gonna make sure we have the right payload, right? So in terms of packs, we should have around 4, it should be a full aircraft almost. 440. And what does that mean? 0 fuel weight of 5. I just wish we could tweak that instead, but okay, we're not gonna. We should be at around 503. Maybe it's a different calculation with the packs. This is 505, now we should be at 503. So let's get this one. 537, right? So that will do. Block fuel, at least you can do this yourself. So 37,400. Let's do 38. Because it's never really properly filled, and better to have some extra. Oh, let's see. Of course I managed to do that wrong. 38. There we go. We can do quick refuel, apply these load changes, or load settings. So yeah, there we go. Don't think there's any, we have faults, so that's kind of nice. I mean, this is a great, I mean, compared to the black box one, this is like simulation level, like really nice. Anything else we need to tweak here? I don't think so. No, show XP particle effects on. Enable Avitab. So yeah, should be good. Hopefully there's not something I forgot to update. You know, X-plane always has the new betas. I think I updated to the latest one, so hopefully we don't have crashes, but you never know. I already have one crash. And the X-plane ones are really, like, they crash. There's nothing that saves you once that happens, unfortunately. So yeah, we have our load settings. Let me go and check weight and balance. Now I'm not sure how many. I know we went with 0 on that. Then this should be at 5. Like that, I think. Okay, there we go. And fuel on board. That should be 30. 38. I think that was what I put on board, right? 38, yeah. Well, a bit more than that, but that will do. Let's put on pack X, because that one does work with X-plane, which is always nice. We're doing ESSA. We're flying with flight number 634. Cruising altitude of 34,000 feet. Flight time, let's do 2 hours. Let's see if we have the A340-600. We do. Let's put maybe 80 passenger. We have in-flight entertainment system. Now I need to redo that. Sorry guys. I was a bit fast on the trigger there. Luckily it's quite quick to do this. Let's do 90 next. Then we want to play some boarding music. We'll do the same. SAS. And then safety SAS like I did in my latest video. So we'll start that. Hopefully you can hear it, but let's see. Yeah, I think I'm hearing the music now. So that's good. What we can do as the next step, let's check the air use are on. Anything off elsewhere? No. I think I didn't miss any buttons, but you never know. We can here already set the ACAR, so we don't have to care about that later on. We can then go here to the flight plan, the init. Fortunately you can't see us pressing the buttons, right? There's no effects, so that's a bit unfortunate. We can do from and to. Oh, is our flight number 634, right? Should I guess be SAS, but let's just do 634. Alternate was Ekby, so Billund, the one in my latest, or Billund, I don't know how you pronounce it. And then packs number, I think we can take from here, right? 428, so because that gives us the right value. Cost index is 15. Cruise, let me see, I think let's do it correctly like that. And then in terms of temperature, probably quite cool. Let me see if I remember how you check this. Is it L or I? Maybe I, right? And then you can check weather. Let me just see if we can see the weather at different levels. Can you see the temp? At least I think actually our flight plan should contain that sort of information. Here, wind informations, we don't need it actually from the sim. So it's minus 59 actually. So that's good. Let's go next. 0 fuel weight. Let's take it from there. 503.3. So 503.3. Block fuel 38. Getting the calculations, we have extra time. All this is looking good. So that's very good to see. If we then continue to our flight plan, and let's see with our status page here, it's normal. I think we got the alignment now, so that's nice to see. You can see it moving kind of here in the cockpit, so that's nice. Let's clear, do ESSA, departure, and let's do runway 19 right, which I think is in our flight plan. Yes, it is. And Pete 1G, then we can insert that. Then from Pete we'll be doing an airways. We'll press Pete. Here we have airways. We don't have that in the black box. So that's a good thing to point out in comparison for those of you who might want to buy either one of these. Then you have AirNav. We can insert that, and that's basically also our star, where our star starts, our standard arrival. And it's 22 right. 22 right. That's... Is that normal to land on 22 right? I always thought it was the 22nd left you landed on, but okay, let's do 22 right. And then airno to C. And let's check now pilot to ADC at the same time. So we should have it already set on Scandinavian from our latest video, but I need to set the heavy code. And then what we'll do is we'll import the flight plan from SimBrief. Voila. We'll put the star in. Pete. We'll put, oh sorry, the SID in. Now we'll put the star in. Airno. Do we need to do any transition changes? Nope. And now approach, and this is the one. So if we're doing that one, we can do CUS, but that's maybe not too. So let's do the vectoring instead, so we kind of get it immediately. We can also do here no via, and then insert. Voila. You can see we have manuals, we have a bit of a discontinuity, but that's fine. We want to have that. But good, let's connect to the sim with the flight plan from pilot to ADC. This is what I like about pilot ADC, you can use it with, you know, the different sims. You can file the flight plan. I'm gonna ask for IFR clearance. Scandinavian 4003 heavy, ready to copy IFR clearance. Oh yeah, sorry, we're at 80s again. Let me see if I can change it in my Logitech panels. Actually, I think we're using the... Which one are we? 1 to 1. Oh, we have to change it manually. Okay, that's good to be aware of. Doesn't work our panels, unfortunately. Scandinavian 4003 heavy, ready to copy IFR clearance. There we go. Let's jump outside a bit, have a look. No GSX, right? So that's a bit sad. Pretty okay scenery for being like default. I've been thinking about getting some airports for X-Plane just because it deserves it. I mean, but the default ones are pretty good, right? And you're saving a bit of money by not... I don't know if they have like the interiors at all. I doubt it. Yeah, no interiors.
Climb via the Pete 1 Golf departure with the FATEP transition, then is filed. Climb to flight level 070 via the departure.
070.
Expect higher clearances 4 minutes after departure.
Or actually, we can just
Approach on 126.65.
put 220 for now.
Scandinavian 4003 heavy read back correct. Altimeter is 30.
I think we'll put this to the, you know, being controlled by FCU.
Altimeter is 3024 ground on 121.9 or 7
Squawk
Scandinavian
4164.
heavy.
4164. 4164. That's just faster, so let's put it like that instead of using Logitech. But I do think the Logitech panel would actually work. So let me see. Oh no, it doesn't. So yeah, never mind. Never mind. Okay, I think this is looking quite good. We just need to go to performance, and now let's do that to flight tunnel as well. We do actually have Atsu, so that could have been something to do. I'm not sure how. Not allowed. Maybe because we already. Okay, maybe it's not implemented yet, but that would be cool if that's implemented. Let's just keep it on Atsu anyway, this back one. Oh, sorry, I was changing the wrong. So let's go takeoff performance. I guess the wind is that, but let's have a look in our flight plan. That should be quite fresh. So let me see if we have any wind information. We only have the averages, right? So maybe best to get it from the 80s, which we can do by pressing I. And then here we should be able to see on wind, right? So 226 at 5 kind of aligns. 226 at 5. Outside air temperature should be around 1 degree, makes sense. Barometric pressure 3.24, that makes sense. Let's set that in so we have that. I'm just using the wrong now. I guess you could change that in the explain settings, but it's not the worst. Immersion braking factor. I think I need to change all 3 of these. I think you can link them if you want, but I'm just gonna do it for now. Runway correction dry, anti-ice off. Makes sense. Flex, the thrust flex, yes. Air condition off. Let's have that on. Then we compute. Stop margin V1. We're getting the nice information here. Okay. Thrust flex 71. Up 3.0. Okay, what was the flaps? Flaps was 1 plus F and up 3.0. So let's see. Do you do 1 F or do you just do, let me see, and then up 3.0. Format error, we got that one right. Maybe 1. Okay, do 2 instead maybe? Let me see a con. Can I do it like this then maybe? Let's see. Okay, it seemed to have worked. Okay, 1. Flex to temp 71. How did you do this then? Was it like F71? Yeah, F21. Okay, V1. Let's do 155, 158. And then 162. So there we go. Now this is looking good. Let's ask for pushback clearance, but first let's start our APU. We'll do the start. Get the flap open, and I think the APU is down here at the back, or down here at the end. So let's see if it's opening the flap. Let's just ask also for pushback clearance, so we don't have to, so we don't forget doing that. Scandinavian 4003 heavy, ready for pushback. Flap is open. Let's start that.
Pushback approved Scandinavian 4003
Let's
heavy.
also have a look. Let's do the constraints on this one, so we have that set in. Yeah, this looks correct. This one that you get going back is just because we have the discontinuity, so that's fine. The APU is starting, we'd like to see that. The door is locked, which also makes sense. Let's remember to do the weather radar. Not sure if it has a working one. I hope it does. Okay, resetting my camera position a bit. Okay, Pack X is ready to go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 634, which serves to Copenhagen.
Beacon should have been on.
Roughly 2 hours. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your
Then let's do seatbelt signs on.
in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Okay, there we go. Let's jump out. Let's make sure we close all the doors. Ground services. We can close. Oh, I think they were already closed, so let's just close the rest of the doors, including the first one here. I think that should be it. Just gonna turn a bit and make sure it looks correct, and it does, also from the other angle. I think the APU is available now. Yeah, it's available, so let's do the APU bleed. We can disconnect these. We can put these to low. I think that will help for the takeoff. We can then what we can do is we can turn off the external power and remove the chocks. We can also remove the jetway. So goodbye jetway. Let's have a look at the Avid tab. Oh, you can save stuff here, that's cool. Need to use that more. You have map as well, so to kind of see where we are at. And a good checklist as well that you know you can follow and then kind of select what you have done. So that's pretty cool. Let's ask for pushback. I'm just gonna do that through better pushback. So we're gonna pre-plan the pushback first. I think this should be a reasonable pushback route. Press enter.
Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Okay, and we are ready to start it. So let's
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
okay, we'll connect the tug already, and let's while we do that, let's go to ground handling. Let's move away all of these. So now they'll drive away, but we can actually just hide them all, we don't need them. And there you can see the tug is coming. Let's jump in to the aircraft. We need to start the engines. We need to set the trims as well, all of that sort of stuff.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to commence.
Okay, ready to commence. Better pushback. Let's make sure that we don't have the parking race set. And let's ask for pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Let's see, is this working now? Where is it taking us? Oh, maybe it's just preparing to lift us up or something.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Yeah, let's see. And now our pushback is starting, so that's great to see. We'll start our engines. We'll do a double start, so engine number 4 and engine number 2. I think you can do this in the real airplane as well. Some have different ops. I don't have any sound pack with this aircraft. I've heard it's recommended, but we'll make do with the default one. We can do rejected takeoff and arm that for outer brake. Let's have a look. And with X-plane you can hear that we can still hear the boarding music even on the outside view. Haven't been able to tweak that. Okay, and they're looking pretty nicely, spooling up both engines. It's pretty lovely weather out there as well, that's nice. Let's see status. APU, flap open. Pretty good. Available. I think both are stabilized now. So we can actually start engine number 3 and engine number 1. Both seem to be starting nicely. I actually don't think there is a Stockholm airport for X-plane now that I think of it, so that's a bit a bummer. Okay, both are spooling up now.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Set parking brake.
Stand by.
Okay, they're disconnecting now. Let's ask for taxi clearance. Scandinavian 4003 Heavy, ready to taxi. Up 3.
Right Scandinavian 4003 Heavy.
So slow with the manual. I'm trying to adjust the rudder or the disconnect and hand signals. Trying to adjust the elevator trim or the stab trim with my hardware, but it's so slow. Look at it. It's like barely moving. And I have the Honeycomb Bravo, so it could be that one, right? Let's see, all engines are up and about. Let's have a look on the outside.
So is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed.
Okay.
Signal on the left. We'll see you next time. And
The
have a
engines
safe
are
flight.
running. He seems to be happy with us, so maybe he'll leave us alone now. We can actually start no, not the camera, the chrono. And then we should also see if we can get that nice camera setting actually. There we go, so now we can see how we taxi as well, so that's a pretty neat feature they have in X-plane actually. Let's also have a look at our flight controls quickly. See that they are working, and they seem to be working nicely. The rudder as well, so that's cool. And he's doing something, yeah. We can go to normal. We can also set on the what's it called? The weather radar, right? Just do auto on all of them. Anything else? I don't think so. Spoilers, we should arm those. We have to do that manually here. We can set flaps 1F. We can do a takeoff config test soon. But before we do that, let's close the APU bleed and the APU master. We'll do taxi lights, runway turn off and camera. I think that should be good. And now we can disconnect the parking brake. Let's go to status. Let's do takeoff config. Seems good. We're a bit to
Cabin
the
is ready for takeoff.
left or right of it actually. We're going to 19 right, so we should be going left from here. Right is clear and left was already checked, so let's just go all the way out. I wonder how X-Plane will run. I've turned down some settings, you know, with some updates, then some fixed it, and then I noticed it had like sort of V-Sync, and that really gave me low FPS, but so it's been a bit of everything. Had some troubles with it, but now seems to be working as it should, so that's really nice to see. Okay, let's see now. One bad news actually, not related to the Toliss, but apparently because I told in the last A300 video, I was like, yeah, they promised an update and then they would support the products, and now they just cancelled them. They just basically said, well, you know, goodbye. I thought that was really bad, and I mean, I guess they're putting all their bags into Microsoft Flight Sim, but I still don't get that. I mean, well, I guess from a business sense, if they get good deals, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. If you have that one client and then he leaves, or she, or it leaves, you're a bit in a tight spot. If you've watched Mad Men, you know what I'm talking about, when the main client they have there leaves them. Lucky Strike, I think it is. Okay, turning right here. It taxis quite nicely, so I'm not gonna complain about that at all. X-Plane has really nice ground physics, so that's a big plus. Let's change. Now it messed up with my view. I think you can set this up. If someone has a good guide for setting up your viewpoints for X-Plane, feel free to let me know. I'm thinking of otherwise looking into it myself, but just haven't had time yet. Okay, and let's do a right. Turn here. Okay, and now we're turned down to runway 19 right. Okay, good. Let's think a bit. We have takeoff clear, so that's good. Anything that we might be missing? The taxi cam, we can turn that off. We won't be needing that anymore. It's been quite smooth to taxi this one. This large beast with 4 huge engines. I think this is still the longest aircraft ever made, at least commercially. Well, let me know if I'm wrong. Could be. I'm just taking that off some information I found on the internet. And you know, the internet, it's always the truth. People don't... Well, I don't think people lie usually, but you know, they hear something, they spread around. The jungle drum, like they say in Swedish. Okay, let's see now. Anything else we should do? Anything nice on Avitab? Maybe the map mode, we can have that. Zoom out a bit though, so we see a bit surroundings. So we're a bit north of Stockholm. Let's have a look. We can do that on above. We're getting tower handoff.
Tower on 118.5 Scandinavian 4003 heavy.
Scandinavian 4003 heavy, ready for takeoff. think they hear Scandinavian 4003 heavy, ready for takeoff. Yes, there we go.
Cleared for takeoff. 19 right Scandinavian 4003 heavy.
Doesn't look like anyone else is coming to land. Didn't really see too much action. I think I have the Just Fly Traffic Global, but yeah. No, nothing is happening in that regard, or in that department. Okay, let's see. We are now turning in here a bit. Need to turn a bit more. Let's line up. Let's not do a rolling start. Let's take this a bit, you know. We'll start pushing the throttles, and then we see what happens. Okay, we are lined up soon. There we go. That should be it. Let's think now a bit. I think we are ready. Let's see if I can get a better viewpoint. I think this should be good enough, and I think we have a pretty good vision like this. Okay. We are ready. Gonna start. Seeing that our engine spools up nicely. It's looking good. Manflex, SRS, and runway. Okay. 60 knots. 80 knots. 100. 120. This should be fine. It's looking good. 140. V1, rotate. Let's try to avoid a tail strike. There we go. We are climbing. It's a while since I flew the Airbuses now. At least in X-plane. Gear coming up. Okay, the gears are up. We should see an increase in our airspeed now. We need to turn a bit to the right. Pretty beautiful lining out there. We need to turn quite a bit to the right. Level climb. Full climb set. Turn a bit more. We can go to flap 0. Should give us some more speed.
Scandinavian 4003 heavy climbing to flight level 070.
0. We can pitch quite a bit. And turn a bit to left. Oh, it really wants us to pitch. It must be that we're so light. Okay, well, doing quite good. Let's do autopilot on. Now it should be able to manage to climb. We can turn off the lights.
Climb to flight level 140 Scandinavian 4003 heavy.
Let me actually have a look at the head anticipation should be correct.
Center on 118.0, take care Scandinavian 4003 heavy. Center Scandinavian 4003 heavy climbing to flight level 140.
140, let's climb. We can go to standard on this one. Or on all of them. Let's raise our view a bit. This is a bit better. And here we are climbing across. This is the trying to figure out which road it is. The is it the E20? No, sorry, not the E20, the E18 I think. Don't know why I would say it's the E20, right? That's Kungsängen down there. So the bridge that's going. And then you have Rotebro and stuff. If you continue here you can get to Stockholm. So look at that. Pretty nice looking lightning, or lights, or what's this, what do you say? Light effects. Okay, we're above 10,000 feet. Landing lights off. Let's have a look on the outside. Our little cigarette, or big cigarette this time, our cigar, looking quite nice. And there we have Båstad. So yeah, this is at least the roads make sense. Wish though they would be good for the real. I can't do explain for the real. I mean auto or ortho maybe, but like the other explain for the real. It's I was just looking like one country, 140 gigabytes. For that size I can get like 10 countries almost in P3D. Let's see if we're getting higher clearances now. 140 is still our climb level. And we're climbing quite nicely. 220.
Climb to flight level 220 Scandinavian 4003 heavy.
We're supposed to climb to 35,000 feet, so we're gonna go quite high. We have about 48 minutes left of our trip, but should be a bit less than that once we get up to our cruising altitude. Because the max speed will increase. Even though we might be flying into a headwind now that I'm thinking of it. Let's have a look what the average wind was gonna be. 296, so yeah, a bit from the right, so maybe not a head wind per se, but not far from that. Let's ask our passengers to remove their seatbelt sign, or let's set the seatbelt sign to off. They can remove it if they please. We should have some nice to protect against the sun. Do we have any other? Not sure how you use. Can you use this one? Probably can, right? Let's keep those down a bit, with less sun in the cockpit. Oh, it's really cool because you can see like you have like eyesight in this game. So like you're looking out, you get used to this light, and then you look in, and it's like so it's darkened, and then light and stuff. That's pretty cool. Okay, flight 0220. We will be getting our output to 34. I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna set that already, so we don't have to worry about it. Oh, you can increase the brightness on these. That's cool. We can have a look at the settings generally. I'm not sure if this has maintenance kind of failures. Hopefully not. So I do not know how to deal with. I do not know how to deal with them. Pressurization, cabin altitude increasing. That's pretty cool. Looks like there's some clouds on the horizon, so let's see how it's looking in Copenhagen.
Climb to flight level 300 Scandinavian 4003 heavy.
I'm actually wondering if we should ask them to give us 80s actually. I know I removed that from, but I'm now kind of missing that setting. Pilot ATC provides 80s. Yes, that's fine. They might give some good information on flying X-plane, right? Let's see. Now it's down to 40 minutes. So the Mach is getting higher and higher. We have the flight level 300. So we're a bit higher. I'm pretty sure we're going to just get straight climb up to 34. Let's move a bit back. We'll go through the abyss. In nothingness. And there we go. Back into the cockpit. Just want to have a quick look how it kind of looks from the inside. Yes, they do have these kind of elaborate cabins. Look at that engine. That's a beauty. She's a true beauty. They're looking really nice. Kind of the effects here. X-plane is really coming alive, I must say. If they just get this, I know they're going to do a scenery change. That's also one of the reasons I'm not getting a photoreal, because I'm thinking like maybe that scenery change will be quite nice for X-plane. I might actually like put it and like in a better tier, because I think that's the only thing holding X-plane back actually is the scenery. Might really help. I'm just gonna jump back now. So let's see. Oh, and there we have the sun. So let's keep that protection. But yeah, hopefully. And then you don't, maybe I don't need to get the photoreal, because that's just a huge amount of drive space, and I want to keep some for P3D, which is my main thing. Let's see, we could start that one as well, actually. Anything we need to check? We could do the approach. Or we could actually prepare the approach. We'll do next phase, next phase, next phase, and then here. And the best way to prepare is actually by going and looking at the real 80s. Is it available? No. Here, METAR, Copenhagen Airport. 127 was the QNH. Yeah, and then we have to put it like this. Yeah, that's out of range. No, that makes sense. Okay, temp is 8 degrees. Oh, should have the clear one like that. We got the final climb clearance, so we are looking good. Okay, so let's see. The winds. What are those? Wind 3 knots from southeast. Doesn't help us a lot. Oh, there it is. 140. 140 at 3. Decision height. We need chart fox for that. To right. Does it even have ILS? I think so. Let's do the ILS. 110.9. Let's look that we have the same. We don't have it inserted, so maybe we should. 110.9. Oh wait, trying to see. Is it the course maybe first? Is that it? 217 and then 110.9. Something like that. No, that was nav. So 217 That's the course, and 110.9. Let's see, course 217. I think what would it be? 317. Slope 3. Yeah, that makes sense. Go back to flight now. We should be at our. Let's have a look at what time is. Now it's only 30 minutes. So we have. Yeah, we have been picking up some speed. Let's see, what else do we need on performance? We need the barrow minimums, right? Decision height. ILS, that's 200 in decision height. Full, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, VAP 149, but we can do the landing. Now we're flying over Norrköping, let's do the landing one. I think these ones do look quite similar, so that's good. Let's do full landing configuration. We do expect it to be dry. I don't think there was anything indicating otherwise. Nope, good visibility as well. Let's compute VAP 152. Yeah, it's okay status. We can't float too much though, so the margin will be. So 152 is our VAP. There we go. Now we have that set up. We can decrease our range a bit as well. I wonder if the terrain radar works. It seems to work, that's cool. Okay, there's some clouds coming up. Looking pretty good from here. This is just default clouds. I have not tweaked those because, you know, since this is still a product in development, I've tried to not get things that I feel could be changed. It's a bit easier with P3Ds or version 5 because you know what kind you don't need to get, or what you need to get more. Let's look up it up. We're gonna fly over Linköping.
Starting our in-flight service. We will be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your feedback for our list of complimentary.
Oh, and let's have a look at that.
Premium drinks are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, please note that we only accept customers.
Expect the Airnote 2 Charlie arrival with the Airnote transition with vectors for the ILS approach to runway 22 right Scandinavian 4003 Heavy.
Which approach? ILS, yeah, okay, good. I'm looking though at now at the Arlanda if there's any airports available for X-Plane 12. It doesn't seem to be a single Arlanda. But yeah, nothing for ESSA. That's odd. There's some freeware one, I think. Let me see here. ESSA Stockholm. This one is not looking that good. Yeah, there's no really any kind of airports for Stockholm. Look at those nice, is that contrails we're getting? Yeah, look at that. X-Plane really does make the best contrails. It's absolutely spectacular. Look at those clouds. I mean, it's not the best clouds, not Microsoft Flight Sim clouds, but they're not bad. They're better than the P3D ones. But in certain circumstances, the pretty volumetric ones were pretty good. But they are, I mean, all around they were a bit badly implemented. I really think if they just implemented those a bit better, maybe some updates to the scenery, I think a lot more people would have stayed with C3D actually. It's the small things that you lose out on. Okay, there's one for X-Plane 11 that's pretty cool, Arlanda, but and that's about it that I've found. That's really sad. Like, why hasn't there been a single Arlanda airport made? Is there any other? Let's see, Helsinki, right? Has that been released for X-Plane 12? You have the Just Sim version. Some guy flying with his one. So I think for Helsinki you have the Just Sim one, which is pretty good, but not updated for 12, so not sure how it will work. Hopefully there will be more airports released. This looks pretty good though. I think it should be like 10 euros, maybe I could get it. Okay, we're getting the descent clearance now. We're reaching our top of descent in the sim as well. 050. 050 is the one that we are. So we can descend quite a bit. And let's see what other... Actually, I do have the Helsinki Metropolitan VFR scenery, but that's about it. Or the VFR scenery. I have that one for X-Plane 12. But is there anything else they have? You have a Rovaniemi rebooted. Is that then for only 11 as well? So it's really bad actually. I wish they could split it up a bit as well, but I guess you can use the 11 airports. Let me see, X-Plane 11 airports in 12. Let me see. Okay, some change. There's some minor change. You might not get the water effects, right? So maybe I could get some of the 11 ones, but you would want. Let me see if we have Copenhagen. Maybe that should be for 12, right? I mean that's a flight tempo one. They must surely have updated that. No, 11 as well. My God. Well, okay, I guess that's life. Not that many X-Plane 12 airports. I'm a bit shocked. But I mean, maybe a lot of people do like me, right? You know, save the money so they don't have to. And I guess maybe some microflight sim, you know, after they've produced all those airports in 50 different derivatives, they'll have to branch out somewhere, make some of the missing ones. Let's have a look here. If we're talking scenery, or maybe news, that could be. What's new? I'm looking at the X-Plane Forward forum. We got South West Florida International Airport. And Nuremberg. Yeah, that's cool. So there it is, airports being made, just not in the Nordics. And these are explain 12 sceneries, so that's cool. Let's see, and we are reaching our top of descent. Let's have a look here at our performance progress, which is so kind of it's looking. Let's also press that in so we can start our descent. We'll start a bit sooner. There's no rush, but better to I usually find it better to start it a bit sooner than a bit late. Then you might have a hard time kind of following, or the VNAV will have a hard time following the flight plan. Yeah, thus far it's been quite nice. I feel like my 64GB RAMs have helped me more in X-Plane than it has in P3D, so that's at least nice. Look at the clouds, this is quite nice. Maybe a bit repetitive, but you know, you still get this weird, you know, when you're moving, kind of your viewpoint, you're changing a bit. They're not perfect, but at least much nicer than X-Plane 11, which I have, but I haven't really played that. Mainly because X-Plane 12 is superior. Okay, let's see, anything else? Now we're still flying like we should. And descending nicely. We have our performance populated. All the interesting information, so that's good. We never yeah, we never really what to say, disarmed the spoilers, but okay. Let's arm them. Let's do landing. Now I'm trying to figure out what I put in the landing performance. Yeah, full is fine. But doesn't this calculate the brake mode? Oh, low. So if we do 2, not big difference, just the margin. So let's do 2. Cell active, okay, just put that in and I guess it activates then. Let's have a look at the transition altitude just quickly. I think it's 5 or 3, 5,000, good. And we need to remember to change our what's it called? Now my X-Plane is crashing. This is not good. No? It's working? Okay. That's sweet Jesus. That's great news. I'm just quickly gonna bring up Toliss and make sure it's still connected. It's still connected, okay. Okay, I'm not gonna be jumping between different browsers. It's still looking quite good. Let's keep those down so we can see a bit better. Fuel's looking good. Let's see the progress page. V deviation, so we're a bit below, so that's good. That's some margin. We're now almost between Jönköping and Malmö, so we are soon getting there. We have about 17 minutes left. Hopefully it goes a bit quicker, but let's see. too far back in the chair. But you would think that X-Plane had more airports. I mean, it's still, I mean, the default ones are good, right? So I guess that could be the reason why people aren't getting the... But okay, X-Plane, Sim Market, 12. Sim Market I like, kind of is nicely organized. What are the new releases here? Toliss Sound Pack. Through my phone now just to avoid anything that could mess with the stream or with the recording. Oh, Örebro Airport has been released. Well, look at this. This I'm really glad about. This could be cool if they start releasing some more of these. Swedish one, MXC Design. What do they do? They've done Örebro, so they do like smaller ones. Kaunas. What is that from Microsoft Flight Sim? Okay, so they've done for X-Plane a couple, but mainly, oh, but they have done it for Microsoft first. I'm wondering, is this one that branched from X-Plane? Yeah, then to Microsoft, and now I guess back to X-Plane as well. Look at this, we are descending, it's looking good, 24,000 feet. The only thing I'm wondering is the replay system. I know he's supposed to have fixed the bugs, but if we're gonna crash, it's probably gonna be during the replay. If that happens, then that's just the way it is, but hopefully not. Those clouds look quite nice. They're not that different from 2D clouds, so... But look at that, it's a bit... Looks almost better without this to kinda... This kind of like... shows you the clouds for what they are. Phonies. It looks pretty okay though. Okay, we're still descending. V deviation is looking good. But I mean, this is a joy to fly. Toliss really did a great job. We should actually have normal airflow. I don't know why I had that on low. I might at some point get their A320 as well, the Neo one. I don't think we have one. Oh, we do have a Neo actually in P3D, but that's the Aerosoft Neo, which is a mod made based on the normal Aerosoft. So it's not that good. Let's see, it's still going down, we have about 15 minutes left. Let's look at Avitab. Zoom out a bit. Still good frames per second, so that's nice to see. Even though I can't really have the graphic settings on full, X-Plane isn't optimized enough. There we have Halmstad. Now we're really getting close to Copenhagen. What about this one? We can put it on or have it on auto. Let's have it on auto. I never tried the test actually for the... But yeah, this one does work. And the APU one, so that's pretty cool. And then you do have... Oh, but maybe the oxygen mask test doesn't work. You have this... Oh, that's if you're using it, right? Then you would do that. But okay. Now it's just a slow descent. So little to do with these automated planes. And this one is still quite old, right? The A340, that flew like back in the beginning of the 1990s. Crazy leap they made like through the starting in the 80s, right? With all these new screens and stuff, and just kind of making everything so much easier, getting rid of the flight engineer. I guess before that the navigator, but just really the flight engineer. Let's have a look. Looking quite nice, our approach. We should be vectored in soon enough. I should actually ask for seatbelt signs on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
The V deviation is looking good, we're still ahead of it, not by much. We do have a cloud layer here, so let's see if that will, how that will impact the landing. Once we get here, we don't really have anything connecting. I think 632 might be our last one. Oh, Abegi might be the last one. So around there, let's zoom in a bit more. Once you have like any side, you can open the window, but I guess we'll avoid doing that. What was the barrel reference? 1027. Let's have a look here, actually 1027. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's put on the landing system actually, so we have that engaged. 11090, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, sorry, I am just quickly double checking my my chart. I'm a bit afraid of alt tabbing since we had the little scare there with the crash. Here the clouds look pretty okay, close by, even though it's quite hard to distinguish them. which of course it's not in reality. We're soon at 10,000 feet, we'll switch on the landing lights. In terms of checklists, let's maybe check quickly if there's anything. Nothing really interesting. ILS approach. It looks good. Nothing crazy. That's the V deviation now. 30. Minus 30, so that's good. We'll soon be in the clouds. Now something's happening again. Let's hope we don't crash. Okay, we did not crash, but that's of course not good. I don't know why X-Plane's doing like this. It's either the new RAM, if that's unstable, or it's the... I'm not really sure what's impacting the sim. Could be the new updates, of course. If it was the RAM, we would have seen crashes in P3D, which I think is even more training on my system. Okay, we're reaching 10,000 feet. I'm gonna put on the landing lights. We're gonna remove these. Is this Helsingborg or is that a bit further south? Trying to think out loud now. Now it's stopping us because it's trying to get us to... So let's look at the vertical deviation now actually. It's still looking good. Let's see if it wants us to put any drag or if it can maintain that itself. Minus 30, still looking okay. Let's see if we're descending more now. Maybe we can actually just... I'm gonna guess the vectoring will be quite smooth, hopefully. But let's see, let's zoom in a bit more. And right in front of us we have Denmark, so Sweden and
We
Denmark.
have begun our final descent to Copenhagen. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any craft one final time. Please ensure
We're below 10,000 feet now.
Approach on 120.2 Scandinavian 4003 heavy. Approach Scandinavian 4003 heavy descending to flight level 050.
You're turning left here.
Continue descent via the Air Note 2 Charlie arrival, for the ILS approach to runway 22 right Scandinavian.
can go down to 4,000 feet, I think. Because they asked us to continue the descent via the arrival, right? Should be fine. I wonder if they have the Öresundspån in this one. The big bridge between Malmö and Copenhagen. Okay, let's see. About 8 minutes left now. We'll soon be turning left. We do look good. Let's look at the progress page. -10. So just correct-ish. You see flap 1 280. Let's add that after 632, so we do have some drag maybe. Looking pretty good, the cities down here. I mean, it's better than land class from P3D. I'll give it that much. It's much nicer on the eyes. It's just not the clunky kind of thing. I mean, this is not the default one, right? This is the Simhaven. I've been hearing some people saying that the default is better than Simhaven now, so I'm not sure which one I should go with anymore, but I'm keeping Simhaven for now. Staying strong, being supportive. Okay, we'll be turning left very soon. I like how smooth it is also, like I don't really notice if the auto gen is popping in or not. Okay, let's see. Okay, going to the left now. Some of these shadows look a bit weird, like at the edges. I thought they fixed that some patch, but I guess, it's never just fixing it like that. It's never just that easy, right? Okay, now we're soon gonna be on our kind of final approach. We'll have one waypoint, and then we should be vectored in. But my fear is that they're not gonna be vectoring us in. Let's keep that as our heading. I'm just gonna guess that they're gonna fail totally with that, so I'm actually gonna do a bit of a dirty little trick. I'm gonna delete the manual. And then I'm going to delete the discontinuity. Then I'm going to insert it. I don't want to have any mistakes. And we're now below, what's it, 5,000, so we should be able to put this to our, let's just use the American system. Oh, speed, what's going on? It's trying to increase. I'm gonna go flap 1. Why would it want to increase to 250? Is that because we have a speed restriction of 230? So what's going on? I got a bit of a... Yeah, we got some speed there, but I don't know why it wanted to get us. up and about. Let's go to 30. You can see there's some boats driving, so that's pretty cool. Not sure if they had that before. I think they did have that before, right? I know there was something that they updated, but I'm not 100% sure what it was in terms of boats. I think it was in the Caribbean, right? Okay, so this... a bit of lag. So this could actually be... Helsingborg, I think it's northern than this. Ah, bless me. Okay, now we got the...
45 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 22 right Scandinavian 4003 heavy.
145.
Descend to 3,000 feet Scandinavian 4003 heavy.
I think we can actually just follow the flight plan now. We can continue our descent to 3000, but they're basically giving us kind of the same, a bit of a different, but it's not gonna make a difference in the end. Okay, so we are descending. We can put on the approach.
Heading 145 Scandinavian 4003 heavy.
We can't go to flap 2 yet. Flap 1 should be enough. Heading 145. Okay, we have that armed, so that's good. Still feel like our speed is way too high. Should be like 175. Good
Fly
afternoon.
heading 185 cleared for ILS approach to runway 22 right tower on 118.1 Scandinavian 4003
An American hangar ship. How nice. Blessing us with its presence. Okay, let's see now if we are getting the right... I do hope this is the right... I'm gonna go now. Flaps 2. Okay, it's looking good. LS is looking correct, so that's always nice to see. Enjoy.
Altimeter
I think
is
I'm
3032
seeing
tower on 118.1 Scandinavian
that's 22 and that's 22 right, so it's looking good. Okay, that's nice to see. Let's get this a bit stabilized. We'll start.
Scandinavian 4003 heavy inbound for ILS approach runway 22 right.
We'll start by removing the auto throttles.
2,500.
Then I'm gonna force it
Continue ILS approach to runway
down.
22 right will call when established on final Scandinavian 4003 heavy.
I'm gonna call established on final. Scandinavian 4003 heavy, established on final. We'll go to flaps 3.
Cleared to land runway 22 right Scandinavian 4003
I'm gonna add some more throttle, nothing too crazy. Still gonna keep autopilot on, just because I can't really see with the sun glaring down, but let's see. Still looking good. Let's go flaps full. Let's add, not too much, but a bit of speed. Okay, maybe a bit too much speed was added now. Let's pull back a bit on the throttles. Let's disconnect the autopilot. Yeah, that was a planned disconnect. Should have done it with my, but I don't know why I haven't set it up with my stick, with my side stick. Okay, let's pull back a bit more on the throttles. Okay, let's see if we are... Come on. We're descending a bit quickly. We should put this to our VAP speed. We're a bit low again. I'm gonna increase our thrust a bit. Nothing crazy, but enough. As you can see, we're flying right above the airport. Pretty sure this is why this approach isn't used. Imagine if something goes wrong. 400.
300 above.
300.
Glide slow.
200. Minimum.
Continue. We're fine.
100.
100.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 10. Retard. 5. Retard. Retard. Retard.
Maybe a bit of a hard landing. Let's engage our thrust reversers. I hope we can see the replay. That will be interesting. Felt we were so high, but I forget how big this plane is. Okay, let's remove the thrust reversers. There we go. Let's remove the spoilers, the speed brake. Let's do normal braking. Let's turn here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Copenhagen. The local time is 3.
At least we got the landing, so that's good.
It's currently about 9 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is
Scandinavian
turned off.
4003 Heavy, ready to taxi.
As items may have been shifted during the flight.
Let's
We
do the
thank you for
APU.
flying with us.
Oh, and I forgot to do the lights. There's always something I forget.
Ground on 121.9er for taxi clearance. Scandinavian 4003 Heavy.
Okay, Scandinavian 4003 Heavy, ready to taxi. So now we are in
Taxi to
Copenhagen.
Alpha 34 Scandinavian
And actually I did have some
4003
photo reel for Copenhagen. I've downloaded this like to make like the trees. I think it would have been nicer for the other approach if it came in like runway 4 left. But oh well. Really hope we get to see the replay. This was I'm not sure I'm trying to use the rudder to turn our plane a bit. Let's put that to the taxi. You can see we're quite a bit, nothing crazy, but a bit off the center line. I'm actually wondering, what does the APU... The flap is open, so we can start that. We can shut the landing lights. We can shut the strobe lights. We'll just taxi to one of those. One of the first gates we find. I think we were able to stop kind of nice. But let's see what the landing rate tells us. That looks a bit odd, the light, how it kind of bends there, but otherwise it looks pretty good. It's a beautiful aircraft, right? The effects, oh look at that, look at the FPS we're getting now. Let me try to jump back in and see. And now it's good FPS, god. Sometimes I am just clueless with X-Plane. I've been thinking of like restricting my FPS, just having like 30 or something. Like maybe that's better in the long run. Okay, let's turn in here. Turning a bit narrower than we maybe should have, but it will do. A bit embarrassing to have forgotten the lights, but better to just get over that. Let's do APU bleed on. But yeah, overall successful flight. This is nothing like the flight Tampa Copenhagen, unfortunately. So there is one for X-Plane 11. So I'm not sure if that works for X-Plane 12. And actually, I'm not sure if I want to actually have the paywars for another reason, and that's the frame rates. I don't feel like X-Plane gives me consistently good enough frames. I mean, I have higher ones most of the time, right, with X-Plane than I have in P3D. But in P3D I've capped them with NVIDIA, and it works kind of nice. Okay, let's see. Quite a long taxiway. Sorry about that, guys. We'll just take the first one. The only sad thing, I guess, with Ultimate Traffic Live, I would sometimes see Scandinavian A340s, right, because I have the old pack. But I guess I won't be seeing it here in the Traffic Global. And actually I have a really old pack. I have a Retro Air that I haven't used yet in any of my videos, but I should actually try to use that more. Because that's quite fun. Then you get like the really old aircraft like DC-10s and stuff, DC-8s. You only had one problem, some DC-8s that couldn't, in no way they could take off. They were just like chugging on the ground. So that's why I removed the Retro. I got a bit tired of seeing those DC-8s that weren't able to take off. Probably something wrong in their config files. Okay, let's see. Let's just taxi here. And then let's see if we can take the first one to the right. I mean, you can see here, it's not a bad airport. Things are kind of where they are in real life, taxiways and stuff. It's just that the building textures, I mean, much better than P3D and Microsoft Flight Sim in terms of default. But I'm not sure if they're still good enough for me to actually be like, yeah, this is fine. And it does actually keep me a bit from playing X-Plane also, because you do want those nice looking airports. Let's go to the right here. I think there should be some nice parking spaces. Maybe directly in front, just to park ASAP. Let's have a look from the outside. Doesn't seem like there's anything there. You can go to the left, I think, and park there between the Norwegians. I think that should be. Let's brake a bit. We turned a bit late, but shouldn't be a problem. Then we'll go straight here. And let's park in the next one. Hopefully we have that guide that will guide us in. I think I should have him automatically pop up. Maybe it doesn't do it in all airports though. Okay, let's see. We'll be turning in here. Could also be that I removed him because of the X-Plane beta updates, right? Maybe it didn't work. Okay, let's see. Let's see. A bit close. Totally from the outside perspective. Yeah, this is not the best parking, but it will have to do. Let me jump inside quickly, see that we have the parking brake on. Yeah, quite a close one. Then shut engine 4. Shut engine 3. Shut engine 2. Shut engine 1. And then what we can do is do seatbelt sign off. let's see if we need to open a door as well for pack X2. I know that the engines take a bit of time to spool down. I think they're turning off, right? Or are they? If they are, they're being really slow about it. Deboarding, there we go. End flight. 255. Okay, 94% satisfaction. We'll save that. But yeah, good flight generally. Let's try the replay function. See if we can get that. Toggle replay. We'll just kind of reverse load it this way. Could have been, of course, better if I just clicked somewhere earlier, but I'm afraid that then we kind of go too fast. But let's see. Let's see. Let's see if I can pause it. Maybe this is going too slow because it's kind of like stopping. Let's try. See what's happening if we can get the replay showing. If we can't, that's just X-plane being X-plane. Okay, let's see. Trying to get it to go back. I'll close pilot to ADC though while we wait. Huh? Still going back. Still going back. Let's wait. Let's wait a bit. I think this might be the best we'll get. Look at that beautiful Copenhagen. Pretty nice for default. You can see it's like not packed enough, but it's, you know, a good substitute. The airport looks pretty nice up from up here as well. Can't see any of the planes though, so that's a bit sad. Well, let's play. See if this works. Let's see. Sorry for this. There we go. So here we're coming in. Still some lag. Let's just wait a bit. Should hopefully work. There we go. Coming down nicely here. Still loading. At least I think we'll be able to see the landing. Since the nose is up, so that's good. Let's see if I flare too much. That's why I'm a bit afraid that I do the tail strike. This is a long aircraft, right? So you can't flare crazy much either, right? Oh, now it feels like I'm doing a too heavy off there. Oh, now but stabilizing. Looking pretty good. Looking very nice. So actually a pretty good landing. I've seen worse. You see the thrust reverse is being deployed. Spoilers deployed as well. So yeah. Not too shabby. I need to tweak the settings also with the XP realistic, right? It makes it seem like every landing is like slam down. I mean, it's crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna go an X with this one so we can wrap this video up. Oh no, now I just there we go. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little X-Plane 12 video. And the A340 from Toliss, A340-600 from Toliss to be precise. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to comment or send a message. Otherwise, I wish you a great rest of the day. Thank you.